Running's kinda funny. It's one of those things that we all know how to do. I mean, it's easy, right? Yet there are still so many mistakes that beginner runners make when they start getting into regular running. In this video, I'm going to share 5 of the biggest things I wish I'd known about running when I first started, so that you can avoid some of the big mistakes I made that left me injured, frustrated and held me back. Tip number 1, well-fitting running shoes are worth their weight in gold. If you're just getting into running, you might be tempted to just use the same old sneakers you've been wearing to the gym. And in many cases they'll do just fine. The problem is that running is such a repetitive, high-impact activity, that if your shoes aren't specifically designed for running, or if they aren't quite right for your foot type, then they might not be giving your feet the support that they need when running. To give yourself the best chances of avoiding frustrating running injuries like shin splints and runner's knee, you should definitely invest in a proper pair of running shoes. Take a visit to your local running specialist store and get some advice on which running shoes would suit your feet best. Tip number 2, slow down, and focus on your breathing. As a beginner runner, you might be just like me in that, one of the biggest challenges to overcome is your ability to run without getting out of breath. It's frustrating to see other runners whizzing along looking like they're barely trying, while you're puffing along like a steam train. The reality is that, as a beginner, almost all of your running should be done at a pace that allows you to maintain complete control of your breathing. And yes, that means super slow. For guys like me, especially if you've come from other sports, the temptation might be to attack every run like a high-intensity workout. But running isn't like other sports. Getting better at running, and other endurance activities, is all about becoming more efficient exercising at an easy effort. As you learn to run with control of your pace, and relaxed breathing, you'll notice that week after week you begin to run faster without having to work any harder. Trust me, that feels pretty cool. Tip number 3, run on alternative days. Did you know that it's only while your body rests and recovers between workouts, that the physiological adaptations occur that increase your fitness? Improvements in fitness don't happen during the run, but after, while you're resting and sleeping. So, don't fall into the trap of thinking that more running is better. Sure, running twice per week is better than once, and running 3 times better still for most people, but that logic doesn't continue infinitely. New runners in particular need to allow their bodies to adapt to the stresses of running, by taking adequate recovery periods between their runs. A good rule of thumb is to run on alternative days, leaving a clear 24 hours at least between each run. Not only will you feel more energized for your next run, but making time for this type of recovery will help you to prevent running injuries. Tip number 4, leave a bottle at home. This one is counterintuitive, as we're always being told that we need to drink more water. I don't know about you, but I find it pretty uncomfortable to run holding a drink. Sure, you can wear a hydration vest, but so many beginners run along awkwardly clutching a water bottle. It's totally up to you, and if you're running in extreme heat feel free to ignore this tip, but as long as you're well hydrated to begin with, I would normally suggest not bothering to take water on your run unless you plan to be out for more than an hour. The key here is to make sure that you've been drinking plenty of water throughout the day before your run, so that you're properly hydrated. Don't forget, now you're properly hydrated before your run. Make sure you go to the toilet before you start. Even if you don't think you need to. Trust me. Tip number 5, this will help you run when you don't feel like it. We all have those days when you can't be bothered to run. Maybe it's too early and you're barely awake, or you've had a long day at work and all you want to do is relax at home. But if you just go through the motions of changing into your running gear, trust me, by the time you've pulled on your running top, and tied your running shoes, your brain will be more accepting of the fact that it's time to go and crush this run. If you found this video helpful, click the video that's on screen now to check out more running tips. Hit the subscribe button while you're here and ring the bell so that you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.